And now I turn it over to you, Tim.
Well, ready to go. Well, this series is sponsored by the Minnesota State Fair, August 21st through Labor Day. Get discounted tickets online at mnstatefair.org or at Cub, now through August to 20th. Ready for baseball as Gavin Williams toes the rubber. Austin Martin is back, .319 batting average. 1 homer, 24 RBI in 32 games this year at AAA St. Paul. And Amar steps back in, and the pitch going to be low and inside here for ball one. And we are underway. 7:10 first pitch. Roller, first base, going to be fielded by Santana. Easy play. 2 pitches, 1 out.
Little cue shot off the bat on a cutter, and Gavin Williams, 4-seamer, sweeper, curveball. Cutter, new pitch this year. Using it more and more as the season has gone on is the sinker. Gets his strikeouts with the 4-seam sweeper and the curveball, but that's 4-seamer, high whiff rate, but also the pitch that he gives up the most home runs on. So we'll see the Twins get after that 4-seam fastball here tonight.
Here's a newcomer. Came over in the trade, just called up from AAA Buffalo, Alan Roden. What an eventful day it was for him getting acquired in the deal. Left-handed batter, was up part of the Toronto Blue Jays opening day roster, and then got sent down, played the last 32 games with the Bisons. As the pitch going to miss up high for ball 2.
Talked to Rocco about him before the game. What did he say about him? He was built like
a fire plug?
Like a fire hydrant.
Fire hydrant.
Yes. Strong guy. 6 feet, 210. He can run a little bit too.
And a good defender from what we heard, as this pitch going to be taken for a strike as it paints the outside corner. In limited time this year with Toronto, 204, a homer, 8 RBI, 43 games with the Jays. As I mentioned, he opened the season with Toronto, and the pitch going to be taken here for a strike as it paints the outside corner. So it evens it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Roden, R-O-D-E-N is how it's spelled, as the pitch going to be low and in for a ball, and it's now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Starting pitcher today for Cleveland, 6'6" Gavin Williams, and he commands a presence out there on the pitcher's mound. 3-2 pitch, swung through and struck him out, and it is a strikeout, and Williams has retired the first 2.
Yeah, high velocity from Gavin Williams. About a strikeout an inning, but he averages just under 97 with that 4-seam fastball. And we've seen him here tonight, 97, 98 miles an hour so far.
Yeah, he brings it in that last pitch you mentioned. It was there at 97.4. Here's Ryan Jeffers, the DH today. And Jeffers taken for a strike, 255 batting average, 7 homers, 34 runs batted in. Jeffers in the 3-hole. Williams comes set, and Gavin sets and delivers, and Jeffers lays off, but it is a called strike right on the outside corner. So it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes here to the hitter. 0-2, swung on and missed. A strikeout, and the inning comes to a close. Martin, Roden, and Jeffers all go down in order. 1.
It's a 5-man umpiring crew here today, and this young superstar is in the stands.
And did their feet get tangled up? Yes, so Hoppy tripped, or he might have caught that ball.
There's a fastball. There's a flying bat. It's a high card. And that is off the ladder. It's actually off the ladder. You never see that.
Haggerty is on with an infield hit. A little tumble behind the mound. Hat fell off. That was awesome. I mean, you just don't see that.
Guardians for the third time this season. As they throw it around the horn, and we get to see Stephen Kwan make his approach to the plate. And Perk, I know we're in Cleveland, but Kwan, a name that was in the news a lot yesterday. Obviously, he did not get moved. He's under control for not only the rest of this year, next year, and 27. They decided to retain him, and these fans show their ovation for him as he steps into the plate.
Yeah, Kwan, the Guardians are a team that are going to try to move guys, try to add and subtract at the same time.
Pitch going to be taken here for a strike, and he's a pretty good player. And you look at the numbers he's put up, all-star, young core player amongst this Guardians bunch. This one's going to be swung on and fouled back, coming back into that upper deck behind the plate. Scoreless ball game, bottom of the first. Progressive Field here in Cleveland. First of three between the Guardians and Twins. Kwan, a left-handed batter. The pitch going to be taken here for a ball low and away.
Kwan's been able to maintain his contact rate while also swinging a little bit harder, trying to add a little bit more pop. He still doesn't swing hard by any stretch, but trying to hit with a little bit more authority.
This one swung on and fouled back. Stays alive at 1-2.
But the Guardians as a whole, they're hovering. They're right at 500 right now, but they're always a team that you don't know if they're going to add, if they're going to subtract. They traded Shane Bieber. They're kind of always hovering around there in the middle.
1-2 pitch, line drive, left center field. This is going to shoot the gap. Martin's going to be there to cut it off. Kwan made a huge turn at first, but quickly holds up as Martin guns it into the infield, and it's a leadoff single for Stephen Kwan.
But having Kwan lead off for this team, a huge boost for Stephen Vogt. And speed on the base pass, the contact that he brings at the top of the lineup, and now Joe Ryan facing the meat, having to worry about Stephen Kwan on first base.
So Kwan, he's aboard, and here comes Daniel Schneemann, who steps in. He's the right fielder for the Guardians. Pinching in at third is Royce Lewis, expecting a bunt. You see him that far up as the pitch going to be taken here, low and inside for ball one.
Now, Royce about 5 feet in from the cutout.
He's really up on that grass. The 1-0, sharply hit ball, hit towards second. Julian, backhand, looked like a double play ball at first. Has to settle for the out at first base. Sheeman is retired for 3. Julian went with the backhand, and you thought maybe a double play ball, ends up getting 1.
Yeah, a one hopper hit right to Eddie at second. Taylor-made double play. Clanked it a little bit. Recovered, got the out at first base. That sun is tough at this time of day in Cleveland, coming through the stands right in his eyes, but no excuse there. That's got to be a double play.
Jose Ramirez will step in, and Ramirez having another Jose Ramirez type season. 21 homers, 56 RBI, and he's batting just under 300 at 298, left-handed bat. Got a runner in scoring position. 0-1, ground ball, first base, diving effort by Clemens into right field. They're going to send the runner, no throw, and he'll score easily from second base, and the Guardians strike first on an RBI single from Jose Ramirez, 57th run batted in of the season.
Well, that ball snuck underneath Cody Clemens at first base. And I tell you what, Tim, 2 balls to the right side off the bat. I don't think that either guy saw it well on contact.
You know, I didn't notice the sun until you pointed it out, and you can feel it on the left side of my face from the booth that we're sitting here. As here's the pitch to Cal Manzardo, and the pitch going to be taken here for a strike. And it really does seem like it's an impact here in the early part of this ballgame. It should be gone shortly, but the bad news is it's already hurt the Twins here in the first inning. 1-0 Guardians. Runner going. Ryan delivers, and the pitch's going to be up and in for a ball, and he had a huge jump at first base.
I could hear Twins players on the field yelling for Joe to step off as Ramirez broke early. Joe tried to quick pitch home, slide step, but no chance to give Ramirez that second.
The veteran Ramirez stealing the base there, and now swung on and missed here for a strike. So now Joe Ryan, who's already given up a run here in the first, has to deal with a runner being in scoring position here. 47 runs batted in, a left-handed batter at the plate here in Manzardo. 237 batting average, and now time is called. Christian Vasquez is behind the dish today doing the catching. Clemens at first, Eddie Julian at second, Brooks Lee at short, and Royce Lewis at the hot corner at third base this evening for the Twins. 1-2 offering here from Ryan, and it swung on, and he got a piece of it right at the plate. The outfield is one of the new guys we just acquired, Alan Roden in left, Austin Martin in center, Matt Wallner is in right. Jose Ramirez, an RBI single a moment ago, stole second. He's in scoring position. Here's the 1-2. Ryan rocks and fires. Check swing. Did he go? He certainly did. And it's a strikeout. Punch out number 1 here for Joe Ryan.
Stayed with the fastball back to back. Up out of the zone. He got a sword from Manzardo.
That's a big punch out. You get the strikeout here for the second out. Angel Martinez will step in here. The runner at second base, and he opens him up with a strike. 0-1 now here to the hitter. So Martinez, another left-handed batter, and the pitch swung through and missed here for strike 2. And you're quickly ahead here. No balls and 2 strikes. Went with the fastball there at 95. You've been showing it a little bit here in the early going. 0-2 now as Joe Ryan checks the runner at second, delivers. Slow roller, first base. Is it a fair ball? It is. Clemens scoops it up and steps on the bag, and you get out of it with just a little bit of trouble. 1 run on 2 hits, and a runner left it.
With these designs, I wanted to bring out the Old English letter font, but add a twist to it. This is one I've developed over the years and used on a lot of tattoos. You could tell a sign painter or a lettering person by their numbers. That reveals a lot about them. It's an honor to design for the Dodgers. It's almost gone beyond sports, even into fashion. People wear LA caps all over the world.
What is something that you snack on that you don't worry about?
I love Uncrustables. I could eat like 10 of them in one sitting.
In no regard for his body.
I don't even wait till I thaw out.
Hey, put them in a toaster next time. Just toast it, yep. It'll change your life.
Yeah, just an incredible play by Riley Green.
You're an all-star on the field and off, bro.
I appreciate it.
Hey,
thank you.
Riley Green, bro, food genius.
Looking for a new Jeep? You can't beat the selection at Park Jeep. Plus, you'll save with low financing and extra Park Jeep discounts. And when it's time for service, our team steps to the plate. Selection, savings, and service. The triple play from Minnesota's Jeep store, Park Chrysler Jeep in Burnsville.
Gavin Williams' pitch as the left-handed batting Cody Clemens steps into the batter's box is going to be taken for a strike. Fastball right there on the inside corner. Williams comes set, delivers, swung through and missed quickly. No balls and 2 strikes here to the Twins first baseman Cody Clemens. 1-0 Cleveland, top of the second. Clemens, big open stand at the plate, and the 0-2, and he's going to lay off this one as it misses low and in. Ball and 2 strikes here to the batter, Cody Clemens. Clemens, 12 home runs on the year. 1-2, rolls over right side. Second baseman, Roki picks it up, and he's going to throw it onto first base for the out. So Rocchio quickly retires Cody Clemens for out number 1 here in the second. So with 1 away, here comes Royce Lewis. Right-handed batter making his way to the plate here to face the right-handed Gavin Williams. Lewis, 5 homers, 20 RBI, takes the first pitch for a strike. Right there on the inside corners. We've seen a lot of fastballs early on here in this ball game as here's the 0-1. Swung on and popped up back and out of play. This one's coming back behind the big netting behind home plate. Will drop in the seats just below home plate. And Lewis in the hole 0-2. 0-2. Williams delivers, and this one sharply hit down the third base line, right through that third base coach's box. Ricocheting out into left field, and remains 0-2.
Gavin Williams lucky that sweeper backed up Royce Lewis on that pitch. Ball would have been hit a long way had it broke into the zone.
0-2 pitch called. Did it hit him? Oh, it's called third strike. Lewis, I thought it was called third strike, and then I saw Royce take off a little late. It is a strikeout, but they had to throw down to first base to complete the strikeout. And that's punch out number 3 already here tonight for Gavin Williams.
Williams went right back to the sweeper after he backed one up, and Royce Lewis just missed it. Went right back to it and buckled Royce. Naylor just couldn't hang on to it.
Here's Matt Wallner, the right fielder. Wallner standing in as Williams is in cruise control here in the early going. He's retired the first 5 as the pitch going to miss low and inside for a ball. Ball and no strikes here to the hitter, Wallner. And the 1-0 up and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Might be the first time in this ball game, Perk, that he's fallen behind by 2 pitches in a batter. He's been throwing nothing but strikes. Williams quickly goes back to work in the 2-0, and Wallner swings away, and it's popped up foul territory, third base side. It's going to be well out of play, and it brings the count down 2 balls and a strike. Cleveland leading it 1-0. Ball game here in the top of the second inning.
Fell behind Roden 2-0, but 4 straight first pitch strikes after that until this at bat to Wallner.
And the 2-1 going to be on the inside corner, evening up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes at last pitch. 99 on the inside corner, and Wallner steps out, asks for time, and takes his helmet off.
Frustrating for Wallner because the first pitch of this at bat was in the same spot, so I think he established where that inside strike was going to be. And then that pitch there in the same spot gets called a strike.
The 2-2 low and in.
That's a good take.
So that'll bring our count now full to Matt Wallner. Here's the payoff pitch as Williams comes set. Arias, the shortstop, shading over a little bit behind second base. And the 3-2 pitch swung on, and he fouls it straight back. Another 99er. He went back piece of it, but just could not connect. So he'll stay alive at 3-2. And the payoff pitch comes set, called, third strike. He's got 4 punch-outs, and the inning comes to a close. Inning and a half in the books in Cleveland. Guardians lead 1-0. This is your home for Twins.
You know what happened in 2014.
A World Series win for the San Francisco Giants.
Look at how clean that is. The gold, I don't know if you guys know what the gold means, but the gold means you are the World Series champions from the year before. But it's the honor of a lifetime, getting to win back-to-back World Series championships with 2 different teams.
From the farm league to the big leagues, CHS covers every base in agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
You're listening to Treasure Island Baseball Network.
Gabriel Arias will step into the batter's box to lead things off as we head to the bottom of the second inning here in Cleveland. Guardians lead the Twins 1-0 in the first pitch from Joe Ryan. Gonna miss up high for ball 1. 1 run on 2 hits in the first inning. And the pitch swung on, a fly ball, well hit center field. Martin shading over. Austin gets there, makes the catch for out number 1 here in the second. Oh, the wind was really jetting this afternoon, and it's still jetting a little bit out that way. And Perk, we were watching balls during batting practice that were hit straight to center, and you saw them landing in left center.
Knocking down a significant amount of distance off him as well. But the wind was coming into our booth during batting practice, and that's not the case now. I think it's died down, maybe changed directions a little bit.
Of course, we're just a few blocks away from Lake Erie. Is the pitch going to be taken here for ball 1? I'm assuming even with these big buildings and the skyline here, it still plays a factor as this one's going to be popped up, coming back our way, and it'll drop into the seats just below the booths here at Progressive Field. 1 out, bottom of the second inning. It is a 1-0 Cleveland lead. Joe Ryan goes back to work with the count being at a ball and a strike, and the pitch going to be up and in for ball 2, and it's now 2 balls and a strike here to Carlos Santana, who's had himself a decent season here in Cleveland, returning after being with the Twins. Here's the pitch, going to be swung on and missed here for a strike. Chris Santana, well-traveled, 11 homers this year, 46 RBI.
Still got the on-base ability, but the slugging all the way down to 346 coming into the game tonight.
Swung on and a fly ball into the right field corner. That ball will drop into foul territory. Get ready for the school year with the Minnesota Twins before the Twins and Royals game on Sunday, August the 10th. First 5,000 kids 12 and under will receive a back-to-school backpack courtesy of Target. Get your tickets at twins.com/tickets. Pitch gonna miss low and inside for a ball, and it brings the count now full here at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Ryan comes set. Here's a line drive left center field. Coming in is the left fielder Roden. He'll back off. It's going to drop in front of him for a base hit. So that one, maybe the wind played a little factor in there, but Roden was coming in and immediately put the brakes on. Did not want to overcommit. Takes it on 1 hop, and it's a base hit.
It's a funky left field here at Progressive Field with the high wall in left. And there's that deep kind of gap is in straightaway left field, and Roden was kind of hovering in that gap, and that ball definitely didn't have the carry I think that he expected.
Here's Bo Naylor. He's the catcher, and Naylor steps in and takes the first pitch here for a strike. 0-1 now here to Naylor. 176 batting average, 11 homers, 26 RBI. The 0-1 up and away here for a ball. His brother was one of the early pieces in the trade deals that went earlier in the week from the Diamondbacks to Seattle. One of the first dominoes to fall in what has been a very busy week around the circuit. Pitch going to be upstairs for a ball, and it's now 2 balls and a strike here to Naylor. Left-handed batting catcher. Batting here with a runner at first base in Santana. Guardians lead 1-0 here in the second. The 2-1 pitch from Joe, and here's a fly ball into left. It is slicing into the corner, and it's going to get into the seats about a dozen rows up, just barely out of play.
The wind really pushed that ball. About the second half of its journey, really started tailing hard out of play.
Yeah, upon immediate impact, you thought it would be a fly ball just to hugging the line.
Yep.
But that ended up being pushed pretty far foul. And it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. So we are going to see if it factor in here at least early. See if anything changes as the sun sets. Here in Northeast Ohio, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the 2-2 here from Ryan. It's going to be picked up and fouled back. And it's coming back our way. Not quite close enough, but
one of these is going to reach the booth, and I'm going to reach out and try to catch it.
I saw that one coming, and I thought about it, and then I was like, nah, that's still going to fall well short. You had one of those long fishing nets, maybe you might have a shot.
Still haven't got a foul ball in a booth yet.
2-2. This one going to be grounded up the first base line, foul. I have never been able to catch one in the booth, but I have been.
Are you dodge them?
I've had to dodge it. Well, they weren't like that. They weren't like that. I've had bullets coming back.
A little hotter off the bat.
2 balls and 2 strikes, and the 2-2, and it's going to short hop home plate, bring the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Naylor at the plate. Cleveland leading at 1-0. Bottom of the second inning. Santana's the runner at first base, being held by Cody Clemens. Joe Ryan has had multiple different pitches in this at bat, as he's used the full kitchen sink, bringing out the arsenal. And here's the 3-2, and he misses up and away, ball 4. So it's the first walk of the evening. Santana walks down to second base, and Naylor's aboard.
The only pitch that we didn't see in that at-bat was the split, and it's something that I've been watching Joe throughout the summer here, and his usage on that, it had been down. His last time out, he threw 11 of them. The 3 previous starts, he only threw 11 total, and that at times this year has been his best pitch, but it's been more breaking balls tonight, both sweepers and sliders so far.
Here's the pitch to Brian Rocchio, who will step into the batter's box. .212 batting average, a homer, 22 RBI. 1-0 Cleveland. You got 2 men on here in the bottom of the second. 35 pitches thrown already tonight by Joe, and the pitch going to be low and inside for a ball. Count evens up now to the ball and a strike. Bottom of the second inning. Here's the 1-1 pitch and the delivery. Line drive center field, base hit. Coming around third base is Santana. They're going to send the runner. Here comes the throw. It's going to be cut off by Clemens by the pitcher's mound. And it's an RBI single for Rocchio, his 23rd of the year. 2-0 Cleveland.
Sitting on a fastball, Rocchio was there, and that pitch tailed back over the plate, but Rocchio was right on it. Lined that ball right back up the middle.
You hold the runner Naylor to second by cutting off the throw. You had no real shot at throwing him out at the plate, and now you roll back to the top of the batting order now, and Stephen Kwan already has hit in this ball game and came around to score back in the first. 2-0 Cleveland. And Kwan takes the first pitch here for a strike. 0-1. Runners at first and second. Here's the pitch going to be taken here for strike 2. 0-2. You mentioned the strike zone earlier with Wallner. It didn't look like Quan really agreed with that one. 0-2. Swung on and fouled back into the seats behind home plate. And a catch made by a fan sitting in the top row before the concourse. So you got runners at first and second. 0-2 here to Quan. Joe comes set, delivers, and this one's a fly ball into left. Roden coming in. He's going to camp under it and make the catch. Second out of the inning. So 2 outs and a run in and 2 men on. Daniel Schneemann will step in for the second time. He grounded out to the second baseman back in inning number 1. 2-0 Cleveland. Schneemann. 220 batting average. Joe Ryan checks the runner at second base and now delivers, and the pitch going to be up and away for ball 1. 1-0 now to the batter. Ryan concerned with Naylor at second base, gives it a good hard look, and now swings away, and it's fouled back. Slider, and the count quickly going to a ball and a strike here to Schneemann. 1-1 here to the left-handed batter. Ryan comes set, delivers. This one's going to be a fly ball down the left field line. Foul. It's going to ricochet off the ribbon boards and make its way into the seats. This place is packed.
Well, I asked what they had to be giving something away to get a crowd like this.
Right.
And, I mean, it is a nice night. It's Friday night.
It's been hot here in Cleveland, but the temperatures have really cooled down. And here's the check swing. Did he go? He did. It's a strikeout, and the inning is over. Punch out number 2 for Ryan. They get a run. We played 2. It's Cleveland leading at 2-0. This is your home for Twins baseball.
What is something that you snack on that you don't worry about?
I love Uncrustables. I could eat like 10 of them in one sitting.
In no regard for his body.
I don't even wait till I thaw out.
Hey, put them in a toaster next time. Just toast it, yep. It'll change your life.
Yeah, just an incredible play by Riley Green.
You're an all-star on the field and off, bro.
I appreciate it.
Hey,
thank you.
Riley Green, bro, food genius.
Here we are. We have to look forward and look to what we can now take from these last 2 months of the season and how are we going to get better in the long term.
Yeah, it's a much different feel, a different goal moving forward. And Tim, it sounds like you're going to get a chance to talk to the man himself, Derek Falvey, here shortly.
We certainly are. He'll be joining us in the next couple of innings as Brooks Lee will step into the batter's box, and Brooks takes the first pitch here for ball 1. 2-0 Guardians. Pitch going to be up and away here for a ball. 28 pitches so far for Williams. 2-0 Guardians, top of the third. Here's the pitch going to be up and away. Ball 3.
I think Ryan Jeffers kind of echoed what we were talking about in the pregame show, that you can't really do anything other than look forward. And it's on the guys in the clubhouse that didn't get the job done the first handful of months this season.
3-0 pitch missing low and inside. So I was talking about all the strikes that Williams was throwing. Well, 4-pitch walk here to Lee, and we got our guy. We have our first base runner of the afternoon. So we'll take that, and here comes Christian Vasquez.
And I think the guys, especially the guys that are going to be back next year, that are still under contract, try to take something positive from the last couple of months of the season, perform well, carry that into an offseason of work to come back and try to do better next year.
Pitch here to Vasquez. Up and in. It is a strike. And it's now 0-1 now to the hitter. So Brooks is the runner at first base. The 0-1, Williams delivers, high chopper, second baseman charging, and now he has to hold up, bare hands it, and Rocchio in a really nice play to get Vasquez no chance at getting two as Brooks was sprinting into second base.
That ball hit off of home plate.
It did something because it had some backspin or some English on it, and he just barehanded, stabbed at it, and made the throw to first.
That ball had to bounce 20, 25 feet in the air off of whatever it hit in front or on home plate.
Edward Julian, the number 9 batter, steps in and nearly gets hit. 98-mile-an-hour pitch will back him out of the batter's box in a hurry. So you got Lee aboard at second base. Julian just called up from AAA. Playing in St. Paul. There's a pickoff back to second, and the throw was a little bit offline as shortstop takes it, but no tag applied as Lee is back into the bag safely. Left-handed batting, Eddie Julian. Here's the 1-0. And the delivery going to be taken here for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Julian backs out. Already had a walk in the inning as Brooks drew a 4-pitch walk to start the inning. The 2-0 taken here for a strike. And it brings the count now to 2 balls and a strike now to the hitter. The 2-1 pitch here to the batter, Julian. Williams, the kick and the pitch, big swing and a miss. Fastball couldn't catch up, and the count evens now to 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Julian tried to tie the game with that swing. Middle up fastball. That's a pitch we've seen him be able to get on top of. He likes the ball up in the zone with that uppercut swing.
Here's the 2-2, swung through and struck him out. And Julian is retired. Elevate your gaming experience as a member of Treasure Island's Passport Club. Join for free, and you'll receive access to exclusive benefits, promotions, and more. Visit TICasino.com for details. 2-0 Guardians, top of the third. Austin Martin will step into the batter's box with a runner in scoring position. Martin grounded out to the first baseman to open up tonight's game. And the pitch going to be taken inside here for ball 1. 1-0 now to the batter, Martin. Just called up from AAA as well. He's spent a lot of time on the shelf. He was injured early this year, but a little bit more than the last month where he's played 32 games. Here's a line drive, left center field, going to drop. Base hit. Left fielder Quan comes up with it. Throw to the plate is on the mark, and he's got him. Quan with a great throw. Let's see if we have a challenge here. As Stephen Quan comes up gunning on the play, Martin advanced to second.
They're going to take a look at it.
And everything is on pause. So we got a challenge here. This manager's challenge is brought to you by Minnesota Lottery. Are you game? Just say, I'm in Minnesota Lottery, where funds always in play. And Perk, we just saw the replay. Yeah. And they're going to they're going to turn this over.
I think they are. The throw took Naylor into foul territory a little bit. He did a really nice job recovering, making the catch, and getting the tag on. But it looks like Brooks Lee got his left foot across home plate before the tag was applied somewhere kind of waist chest high. But I think he's going to be safe here.
Yeah, I agree. And good move by Brooks to go north of home plate with the slide here, and I think it's going to bail him out. It's a 2-0 ball game at the moment. The inning is over if the call stands. It's a run if it's reversed.
that overhead angle that they just showed on the Jumbotron here in the ballpark looks a lot closer than I initially expected.
The one angle I thought for sure he was safe, but you're right. The other angle, a little different, so we'll see what the decision is here. Our replay officials, umpires, taking a look at it.
After review, the call on the field stands. Runner is out. Minnesota loses their challenge.
So Martin gets a single. Lee is out at the plate and the inning is over. We head to the bottom of the third. It's Cleveland leading it 2-0 on your home for Twins baseball.
Tickets to see the Twins later this month. It's Vanita reminding you that you can win them Tuesday on the WCCO Morning News.
At Mauer Auto, we believe certain features should come standard. Things like heated seats for a Minnesota winter and plenty of cargo space for heading up north. But we also believe kindness should come standard. A genuine smile? Standard. Taking the time to answer every question? Standard. Giving back to the community that's given us so much? You guessed it. Standard. At Mauer, going the extra mile isn't some flashy upgrade. It's something we call Mauer Nice. Mauer Auto.
You know that feeling when you're about to cut into a juicy steak and hope it tastes as perfect as it looks? Well, worry no more. The Chef IQ Sense is a wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking your chicken, fish, or meat, whether on the stovetop, oven, or grill. The probe is inserted into your food and connected wirelessly to an app. Once you select your desired doneness, the app alerts you when to take the steaks off the grill or the turkey out of the oven. It's that simple. Order one now on chefiq.com. That's chefiq.com.
Let Metro Transit get you to Target Field all season long. Take a bus or hop on light rail for an easy ride. Get details at metrotransit.org/twins or call 612-373-3333.
Auto Owners is local, personal, and affordable. That's simple human sense.
Ask the Nesbitt Agencies in Minnetonka if auto owners make sense for you.
Downtown for a Twins home game? Hit up Pizza Luce on North 4th and 1st Avenue for the ultimate combo. A slice of pizza and a pint of Summit Twins Pills for just $9. Fuel up before first pitch or celebrate a win. Only at Pizza Luce downtown, just 3 blocks from Target Field.
Jose Ramirez, first pitch swinging, pops it up down the left field line. It is not going to be playable. Royce was on his way out there. Roden was in from left field, but that ball hit the netting right behind the tarp. Bottom of the third, Cleveland has picked up a run in the first and the second. It looked like the Twins had scored in the top of the third. After multiple reviews, umpires say the call is upheld.
They sat on the high home shot for a long time. I hadn't seen that one. All the other angles, it looked like Brooks was safe, and as soon as they showed the high home, you could see the tag beat Brooks' foot to the plate.
Sharply hit up the first base line, foul, and that's all the different angles. It took a ton, but yeah, you're right. We finally saw it, and then the umpires stuck with it. This one's going to be swung on and fouled back, so it's 2-0 Guardians. Martin does get his first hit, by the way. Unfortunately, it's not an RBI single. Jose Ramirez singled and drove in a run in his first at-bat. 0-2 pitch, swung on and got a piece of this one right at the plate. Adam Beck, the plate umpire, and Joe Ryan having a conversation here. They separated by about 60 feet.
I think they were laughing at the swing from Jose Ramirez. He swung at that slider like it was a fastball, and I think he ticked it off the end of his bat. He was so far out front of that pitch.
But somehow now they're still made contact. Here's the pitch sharply hit right above the Twins dugout on the first base side. It ricochets towards the first base coach. So Ramirez at the plate here. Jose, 13 years in the big leagues. And he He has had himself a great career, an all-star again this year for the 7th time.
And with all the moving parts and the players coming in, the players moving out, he's been the one constant. And in the lineup seemingly every day and always producing.
Pitch going to miss low and away here for a ball.
And I think you ask around the league, pretty much universally regarded as the most underrated player in the game.
I mean, even his age, he's still up there in almost every offensive category. It's a fly ball, well struck down the right field line, but foul as that one is into the right field bleacher seats, into the corner. I mean, this season alone, 7th in the league in average, 8th in on-base percentage, 6th in hits, 5th in slugging. All around, here's a slow roller up the first base line, foul. And he's 3rd in stolen bases, I think, which is still, to me, is the most amazing thing about it.
Yep.
At his age, he's still up there.
His instincts on the base paths are second to none.
Sharply hit ball first base. Clemens knocks it down on one knee, takes it himself, and Cody makes the play. And Ramirez, after a long at bat, grounds out for out number 1. That's good to get the first batter out. So with 1 away, Cleveland leading at 2-0 here in the home half of the 3rd. Manzardo will step in. Left-handed batter. Guardians out hitting the Twins here in the early going, 4-1. Joe threw a lot of pitches in the first 2 innings. He's up to 55 for the ball game. You'd like to have a low inning here as swing and a miss here for strike 1. Kick him back into track.
10 pitches to Jose Ramirez in that at bat.
Yeah.
That'll put a dent in the pitch count.
Certainly will, but at the same time, when you see how dangerous he is, the pitch going to be taken here. He grounded out. We'll have that. We'll take that. 1-1 here to the hitter. Ball to the strike. And the delivery swung through and missed here for strike 2. You talked about the pitch earlier to Ramirez. He was fooled on that one.
It was a slider. We haven't seen Joe get swings and misses, get ugly swings on his breaking stuff the way that he is tonight.
And the 1-2 missing low and in for ball 2, and the count is evened up now at 2 balls and 2 strikes here to the hitter. 2-0 Cleveland. And the pitch swung on, fly ball center field. Martin is on the run, and Austin will run underneath it and make the catch out in center field for out number 2. Cleveland leads, bottom of the 3rd. And it brings up Angel Martinez, who will step into the batter's box. So Martinez will settle in. 242 batting average, and Joe sets and delivers, and the pitch is going to be up and in here for ball 1. 9 homers, 38 RBI, grounded out to the first baseman to end the first. Brooks playing almost directly behind the bag at second as much as he can as the pitch up and in here for ball 2. 2-0 now to the batter, Angel Martinez. And the pitch, check swing, he went. Committed on that fastball and could not peel back. And it's 2-1 here to the hitter. 2 ball, 1 strike pitch. Popped him up, back and out of play. Martinez will now even up the count, and it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. We'll take a quick break as we'll have a station identification. This is your home for Twins baseball.
This is your flagship home for Twins baseball. News Talk 830 WCCO.
1029 HD2, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Streaming games live on the Odyssey app.
2-0 Cleveland, bottom of the third. Martinez swings away and pops it up down the right field line. It's not going to play as it's going to get about 20 rows up into the seats. Twins played it like it might. You had everybody sprinting in that general direction, and the way the wind is going, I thought you had a chance that it might push.
I think that's exactly the way they went after it, Tim. That wind actually did hold that ball up quite a lot.
Martinez, the second-year player, at the plate here, and he finally gets rid of him. 2-2, swung on it, struck him out, and that'll end the inning. In the inning, no runs, no hits, nobody left on base. Our ball game heads to the fourth. It is Cleveland leading at 2-0. This is your home for Twins baseball.
The boys of summer, the voice of Minnesota. The Twins on News Talk 8.
So these is MLB Network talent stars.
Okay.
The stars of MLB Network. Can I trade a pack of these for a signed Lauren Shahadi card?
How about we do a little bit of both? Money, a little trade.
Will you open it up and see if you like it?
They're really nice.
If I sign it, does that equal the Lauren Shahadi 20?
All right.
Do we have a good trade?
We have a good trade. Thank you so much. That was fun.
Nice doing business with you.
I feel like food and sharing a meal with someone is a universal language. You can't go to a ballpark and not have a nice hot dog. So if I'm at the ballpark, I'm gonna get a nice heavy glizzy. You gotta have chili on there, you gotta have cheese. If your hot dog isn't bending in the middle because it's like about to fall apart, then you're not doing it right. So you gotta have a glizzy and then something cold, whatever it is, beer, lemonade, you gotta have something cold to wash that hot dog down with.
Adventures in the great outdoors to a whole new level with our built wild family of Ford Broncos. Whether it's for work or play, there's a Ford with a great deal waiting for you at your local Northland Ford dealers. Don't wait, get behind the wheel of a new Ford today, based on calendar year total sales.
This is the Treasure Island Baseball Network.
This portion of Twins baseball is brought to you by United Healthcare, your hometown health plan. Learn more at uhc.com. Top of inning number 4, Cleveland, Ohio. Progressive Field, Guardians getting a run in the first and the second. Out in front, 2-0 as we move to the top of the fourth. Alan Roden will step in, and the pitch swung on and fouled back. Roden struck out in his first plate appearance. Came over in the trade yesterday. Sent Ty France and Louis to Toronto. This pitch is going to be up and away for a ball, and it's now 2 balls and 1 strike. And Roden will step in, and it's perfect timing as we'd like to welcome in the president of baseball operations and the president of business operations, Derek Falvey, to the booth as the pitch going to be up and away for a ball. And you picked the perfect time to come as one of your new pieces is coming to the plate.
Yeah, Alan, we're excited to have him. You know, a guy that really highly regarded by a lot of scouts within the organization and from our staff who got a chance to know him a little bit. He's a
3-1 pitch, high fly ball, straightaway center. Martinez coming over, and Martinez camps under and makes the catch here for the first out.
He just got his first exposure to the big leagues with Toronto, so he's still really early on in his career, but really performed through the minor leagues, can play all 3 outfield spots, really good in the corners. So we're excited to be able to add him as another guy to this club.
The other guy that you got in that trade, Kendry Rojas. Now, I went to my Canadian connection, Mr. Morneau. He's got some contacts up there, and there's some reports that guys say he's nasty.
Yeah, you get a good look at that video of him pitching, and it's exciting. I mean, he's 93 to 98 at times. It's left-handed. The ball explodes out of his hand. He's got good secondary pitches. So normally when I tell you all that, it's usually followed up with maybe the command isn't there. This guy throws a ton of strikes. He doesn't walk guys. He keeps the ball on the plate. So he's still young and developing physically, but he's already in AAA and has a chance to impact us soon.
And that was the trade, maybe the most surprising one of all of them that happened.
Jeffers, line drive, center field, base hit. Second hit of the day for the Twins.
I think there was a variety of guys that were on the radar that kind of made sense to trade, and Louis Varland was the one, I think, that surprised everybody in the clubhouse and everybody watching at home, listening at home as well. But you get two guys, a guy that's here in road and a guy like Rojas. Was it just the offer blew you away?
Yeah, we did not enter this deadline, certainly with players who may be getting to free agency at the end of this season, whether that was Harrison Bader or Danny Coulomb or other guys that were getting to the end. We knew we were going to get a lot of asks on those types of players.
Clemens swings away and fouls it off, third base side.
And we knew likely we'd get to a place where we would have some deals to be done. But we also said, listen, we know we have a lot of talent on this team, and there may be clubs coming at them. And we said no to a lot of things for a lot of players on our current team. And even, in Louis' case, many deals that were presented our way. But we just felt like a high upside, already at AAA starting pitcher with that kind of stuff and a potential everyday outfielder. When you have that combination, that's a very difficult decision to make because we love Louis Varland. We love what he's contributed to this team. Yes, there is control going out, but to get that type of control and that return for starting pitching and regular everyday position players, just really hard to do. We felt like it was something we had to do for the long term of the club.
And you mentioned that the talent that was on the club that you traded away, and there's still some here, and there's certainly some guys, if you made them available, that plenty of teams were going to want. How do you end up evaluating and maybe putting your finger on where things didn't translate from the talent that you have in the clubhouse to putting it in performance on the field?
That's a great question, Glenn. I remember saying to a few other GMs across the game when they call, we love a lot of your players for this deadline, and they talk it through, and I'd say, I know, I do too, because we feel these guys are really talented, and there's a good group, and we have not put it together all season long. We've had stretches, certainly, of really good baseball. We've had stretches where we haven't played particularly well, and that's something that I am constantly dissecting and thinking about, okay, how can we do that better? I think through these trades and through these adjustments, we're going to get a little younger. We're going to get maybe a little more athletic. Like there's going to be things that we have to do offensively to create in a way that maybe we hadn't before. But when you have a team led by Byron Buxton and young players like Royce Lewis and Matt Wallner and others that we know have done it at the big league level before, from a hitting standpoint, Ryan Jeffers, right, guys that have been here and been a part of this team, and then you add to it the young pitching we just acquired on top of Pablo Lopez and Joe Ryan and Bailey Ober. We know that that's a group that can emerge and continue to perform, not just late in this season, but hopefully into 2026.
2-2 pitch swung on and struck him out. Clemens is a strikeout victim, sixth of the day here for Williams, and it brings up Royce Lewis.
I'm curious, as the trade started to happen, and again, there was some guys I think that everybody figured were going to move on, but was there a trade that kind of broke the dam to just let everything happen, that teams start calling and picking apart your roster?
Line drive, left field, base hit. Left fielder Kwan cuts it off. The runner's going to hold up at second. We've already seen Kwan's arm earlier today. Jeffers puts the brakes on, and that's a smart move there.
Yeah, I think for us, certainly when Joe Andrean was the first trade before that, I think that opened up some other conversations, even about some other guys on our team. We expected, I think it was the highest ever. Someone said 36 trades happened on trade deadline day. That now breaks a record. It did feel like everything was going to push into the last day for a lot of clubs. But we saw some guys like Mason Miller, right, a closer out of Sacramento who with the A's, who ultimately got moved to San Diego. There were some big movements early in the day on trade deadline day that then led to a lot more conversations happening throughout that day for both guys that were becoming free agents at the end of the year, but even with guys with control.
0-1 here to the batter, Matt Wallner. 2-0 Cleveland. We're here with President Derek Falvey talking about everything yesterday. Well, it's really more than yesterday, even earlier in the week. It's been a long week for you. Is the pitch going to be taken here for strike 0 and 2? No balls and 2 strikes. Other than the DeVries kid who got traded in the deal that you just mentioned, he was the biggest prospect that went, according to Baseball America and MLB Pipeline. The Twins got the next most top 100 prospects in all of baseball over the last few days.
Yeah, we felt like we really got talent that's widely respected across the game. Eduardo Tait, who had been part of the Joan Duran deal, a catcher, an 18, 19-year-old catcher, right? It's still coming up, still young at the A-ball level, but has tremendous power and really good bat to ball, but also can catch and throw. And we know across baseball, it's hard to get good catching. It's hard to find it. It's hard to develop it. And we feel like in this kid, we may have gotten really one of those true upside young catchers in the game, certainly recognized by industry sources, as you said, top 100 prospect lists, as a guy that is among the best young catchers in all of baseball. So we're excited to add him to the mix for the future of the Twins team.
1-2 here to Wallner. 2 men on as the Twins are threatening here in the top of the 4th. Down by a couple. And the 1-2 up and away. Obviously, you did not address catcher in the recent draft. So the way this trade deadline felt, all of a sudden you were able to address a position that is much needed amongst all 30 teams in the big leagues.
Yeah, there's no doubt. It's hard when we go through prospect lists from other clubs and even ourselves, we look at it, we say, okay, what's the catching pipeline look like? It is just it's a really difficult position to play and be a good offensive player as well. I mean, we know that. It's so demanding on the body physically, so demanding mentally to navigate a pitcher through a game, and then you got to layer on the offense too. So I think that, this is something that we feel like that's one of those types of players that if you can get access to in a trade for the future of your team, it has such significant impact on what your team could be in the future.
3-ball, 2-strike pitch here to Wallner. 2 men on. 3-2 by Williams, and it's going to miss here for ball 4. And we're in business as the bases are loaded here for Brooks Lee, who drew a 4-pitch walk earlier in the game.
It's good to see Wally taking some breaking balls below the strike zone. I think we've talked a lot about him and what he can provide offensively. He's been getting beat on fastballs late, breaking balls early, but being a little bit more patient. That's the second good breaking ball we've seen him take tonight. I got to ask you about, I think, the 2 guys that maybe have the best chance to impact the roster this year still in Mick Abel and Taj Bradley. I feel like those are guys certainly that you plan on having innings for them here with the Twins this year.
Yeah, so we felt like both of those guys are at AAA now, but they've been in the big leagues, and they've, in many cases, certainly in Taj's case, had a lot of success up here. So we feel like both of those guys can come pitch up here really at any moment, but there were things that we know they were working on in AAA that we wanted to get them over to St. Paul, get a good sense for them, get their feet under them a little bit, learn our organization for a minute, try and continue to work on those things, and then eventually find their way up here. Because I do think each of those guys are really close to knocking on the door to being able to pitch up here and join young guys like Zebby Matthews and David Festa, Simeon Woods Richardson, and so many others that we feel like are going to be a big part of the long-term future to join the Pablos, Joes, Baileys, and others who have been kind of anchors of our rotation for a while.
Ball kicked away from Naylor, but not far enough for the runner at third, Jeffers, to sprint home.
When you go to make these trades, how much does age or timeline factor in? Because you did get a mix of guys that are in the low levels that are young, all the way to a Rodin that's already here, or the guys we mentioned in Abel and Bradley that are close or have been here.
We try not to shut ourselves off to any single age group, right? You might say, oh, we're looking just for upper level talent. Well, in some of those conversations, the best talent in that organization may be in Abel. So you have to open your mind to that. In an ideal world, you have waves of talent coming at every level, right? You have guys at rookie ball and A ball that are going to be a little further away, but part of a wave of the future. Then you have guys at AA and AAA that you think can contribute here really soon. And that's part of building a sustainable wave, through the course of your organization. And quite frankly, to be honest about where we are, we weren't performing the way we wanted to this year. This was not going the way we expected it to, and we didn't want to continue down the path. We wanted to make more serious change and add to a different group that's going to build our team in a different way going forward.
3-2, ground ball, second base. Brocchio's up with it, tosses it to first, and that will end the inning. A couple of hits for the Twins, but they leave them loaded. Ball game moves to the bottom of the 4th. Cleveland leads it 2-0.
Fans and collectors will look at the T206 set as the more famous of the sets that were produced in the early part of the 20th century. And certainly they would carry more financial value. But when you talk to collectors, some will tell you that these T205s are actually more physically attractive. They're maybe the most physically attractive cards produced prior to World War II.
Wow. Old school D-backs jersey. This was our alternate jersey that we wore on Saturdays. I was the first team to wear the new colors. They called it Sedona Red. Don't mess up that color. Every time I wore this jersey, I would wear the high socks, black jersey, black hat. I just thought it was a really smooth look, and this is one that I'll never forget.
By Gate 34 before or during the game and enjoy some fun-sized samples of milk chocolate M&Ms. And take a picture with Red, the M&M. M&Ms, it's more fun together.
Middle four, Progressive Field, Cleveland. Guardians out in front, 2-0. Joe Ryan goes back to work, and the first pitch of the inning here to Gabriel Arias is going to be taken here for a strike. Joe came over in the trade from Tampa. It was a tough trade a few years ago with Nelson Cruz. Pitch going to be missing inside. He had a little bit of big league experience. Taj Bradley has a little bit of... Do you see any similarities, or it just happens to be the same team? I know that's high expectations. I can't expect this kid to be anything like Joe Ryan, but...
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, it's a good point, Tim, that, like, when we go back to deadlines, I remember telling Nelson Cruz that he was traded to Tampa and how hard that was for us internally, organizationally, but also for our fan base. And, you know, Nelly had been such a big part of our organization for multiple seasons, and we felt like we leaned on him a ton. But when we got a AAA starter, and Joe Ryan hadn't quite yet gotten to the big leagues, and we felt like this was a guy that we could really help continue to grow and develop, well, now he's worked his way into being one of the best young starters in the game.
Popped him up, shallow right, Wallner coming in, and that wind did not do much with that as he comes in and makes the catch for out number one.
And I'll give you even another one as I've processed and think about all the years that we've been through this. A former teammate of Glenn's who was beloved across our team and our organization, and Eduardo Escobar. You know, when we traded him at the deadline in 18 to Arizona, there were 3 young pitchers coming back. One of whom was in A-ball at the time, and he was a starter, and it was Joan Duran. And, you know, nobody knew who he was at that time, certainly, and the name, you know, obviously comes into our system. We see he's got a great arm. He's developing his pitches, and obviously became a huge part of the last couple of years of our Major League club. So this is part of the reality of baseball. It's hard. It's hard on everyone inside the organization. It's hard on our fans. We all know that, and I have tremendous empathy for that. I know that what we need going forward is continue to invest in that pipeline to make sure we get more Joe Ryans and Joe Durans through our system.
Carlos Santana fouled off the first pitch, and here's 1-1 here. Guardians lead 2-0. We're with Derek Falvey up here in the Progressive Field press box. Here's the 2-0, and the pitch going to be taken here up and in ball 3.
Just on the surface, looking at Abel and Joe Ryan, it looks like there might be some similarities there.
Yeah.
Arm slot stuff.
Yeah. It's funny. Joe actually, he's a prospect hound a bit. Joe Ryan is.
Is he really?
He likes looking at minor league players, and I remember Mick Abel's name came up a number of days ago.
Fly to right. Wallner is there, and Wallner sits there and makes the catch. Quickly 2 up and 2 down here in the 4th.
But he actually had talked about how good his stuff is and coming out of the hand. When you watch Mick Abel throw, you see all the makings of what really good Major League starters look like, right? The body, the velocity, the way the breaking ball works, right? There's things that he does that we need to refine and continue to get better, you know, at such a young age still. But we feel like he just has such upside talent that you get him into a rotation and you never know where it takes as they get older and they mature a bit.
Here's Bo Naylor, catcher. Pitch here from Ryan. It's a ground ball, first base. Clemens fields it steps on the bag to end the inning. Derek, appreciate you taking some time.
Thanks for having me on,
Good inning,
guys.
Derek.
I appreciate it. That's a quick one.
All right, so here is the Mets home jersey. To me, growing up in New York, also a very iconic jersey. The blue pinstripes that represented the Dodgers. Got the orange outline, which represented the Giants, which are the two teams that left New York. And then subsequently, the Mets were created. You know, my parents were Mets fans growing up, and this was a jersey that I also dreamed of wearing.
Welcome to the Royals, Mike Yastrzemski. His first at-bat in a Royals uniform puts his new team in front. It's 2-1 in the top of the second inning.
Bobby Witt Jr. added a 3-run homer as well. It's 5-1 Kansas City in the fifth. In Toronto, Tim Grubbs, back to you.
2-0 Cleveland. Our thanks to Derek Falvey for spending some time with us as he hit the TV side, hit the radio side. It has been a whirlwind week for him. As Cleveland leads at 2-0, Christian Vasquez will step in to lead things off as we roll into the top of the fifth inning here in Cleveland. Vasquez grounded out to the second baseman in his opening at bat, back in inning number 3. Pitch grounded towards short. Staying back in it is Arias, picks it, throws it on to Carlos Santana for the first out here of inning number 5. So with one away, it'll bring up the number 9 batting, Eddie Julian. 2-0 Cleveland here in the 5th. Julian at the plate. Third baseman Jose Ramirez playing even with the bag, and the first pitch going to be taken here for a strike. 71st pitch of the day for Gavin Williams. 42 of those have gone for strikes. Pitch missing up and away. Twins really got to his pitch count last inning. We were talking to Derek and didn't do the play-by-play of every pitch in the inning because Derek's content was so good, but there were 2 walks and a single last inning. Seemed like we had a chance with him on the ropes. 1-1 pitch taken here for a ball, and it's now 2 balls and a strike. Unfortunately, just couldn't get the key hit at the correct time.
Yeah, base runners in both of the last 2 innings. Obviously, the third inning ending with the throw out at home, but bases loaded last inning, missed opportunity for the Twins. And Gavin Williams, he'll have bouts of wildness, and he did last inning. Spike breaking balls, fastballs out of the zone. But the Twins, and it's been a consistent theme all year, not the inability to get that big hit.
Well, we saw it big time in that recent series at home against the Red Sox. Check swing, struck him out, picked up by Naylor, throws on to first to complete the strikeout, and that is number 7 on the day for Williams as he picks up the strikeout. 7 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 4 2/3 for Gavin Williams, and it brings us back to the top of the batting order now in Austin Martin. Martin, who's grounded out to the first baseman, is also singled to left. And the pitch taken here for ball 1. 2-0 in favor of the Cleveland Guardians. They got a run in the first, a run in the second. Ground ball up the third base line, foul. That one was right in between the third base bag and the third base coach, and Tommy Watkins didn't even move. Just let it fly right by, and the ball boy down in the left field corner digs it out as the count evened here at a ball and a strike. 1-1, missing low and away for a ball, and it's now 2 balls and a strike. 2-1 now to the batter, Martin. Williams comes set, high kick and pitch, and Austin checked his swing. Didn't look like he wanted to go, but he ends up making contact and fouls it back. He evens the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2. Here's the delivery. Swung on and a sharply hit ball into right field. It's a base hit. Second hit of the game for Martin. And a nice return to the big leagues for Austin Martin. He had a single back in the 3rd, and now he singles with 2 outs here in the 5th.
Got a cutter up in his previous at-bat, lined it to left field. This one here, four-seam fastball, kind of away. He did a nice job staying inside of that baseball, lining it to right field. 98 miles an hour from Gavin Williams.
Here's Alan Roden, 0 for 2 in his first 2 at-bats. Roden takes the first pitch here for a strike. Quickly behind, 0-1 here to the hitter. Left-handed batter came over in the trade from Toronto. Bats here, and pitch swung on and fouled off third base side, up and out of play. Up into the sweet level. On the third base side. Try it again now with the count being 0-2 here to the hitter. 0-2 pitch, swung on and a little roller up the line. It's going to be foul. Hugged that first base line, but never budged. Never knew it would be any chance of being a fair ball. So you got a runner at first base in Martin, who's on board for the second time. 2 outs here in the inning, and Roden trying to get his first hit as a Twin. And here's a sharply hit ball right to Santana, and the inning comes to a close. No runs, a hit, a man left on. Head to the bottom of the 5th. This is your home.
You know, we like to stay on topic here, but Squirrel.
What? Where?
Squirrel.
Where?
Oh, no.
How about that? That went right up into the batter's eye, into the camera position. How about that?
That one will fall into the White Sox dugout.
Well, it looks like he's still aggravated about being traded away. She's so excited she just threw it back. That was off the ledge, too. We can't get that down.
How do you get out, though? That's the problem. There's no exit.
What is it about baseball cards that make them so special? Why do you enjoy doing that?
Well, the biggest thing is I started collecting when I was a kid. O-Pee-Chee was a Canadian hockey league, and then the Canadian football. But I didn't start in the U.S. until I had signed professionally as a ball player. And when I got my first rookie card, and I've got it here with me.
Let's take a peek at that.
1966 with Billy Sorrell.
Treatments for your pets and the environment. Slide into pest-free living with Plunkets. Visit plunkets.net today.
You're listening to the Treasure Island Baseball Network.
Bottom of inning number 5 here at Progressive Field. It is the Guardians leading the Twins by the score of 2-0. Joe Ryan goes back to work, and the first pitch of the inning is going to be taken low and inside here for ball 1. Ryan Roquillo. Left-handed batter steps in. Pitch going to be taken here for a ball, and it's now 2 balls and no strikes here to the hitter, Roquillo. 3rd year in the big leagues. Been with Cleveland this whole time. Pitch going to be taken here for a strike. It's now 2 balls and a strike. singled and drove in a run back in the second inning of this game. Guardians jumped on the Twins early. A run in the first, a run in the second. Fastball taken here for a strike, and it evens it up 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 here to the hitter. And the 2-2, and it's fouled off right at the player. They're going to call it fair. They will. And Vasquez takes it himself. Runner did not try to run it out. It's 2 unassisted.
I don't think Rocchio knew where that ball went off his bat. And that was another one tapped off a home plate. Christian Vasquez did a really nice job on this play, getting himself into fair territory and picking that ball up, making sure that the home plate umpire called it fair, tags Rocchio out. Heads up play. Vasquez.
Yeah, you watch the spin on that. If he stays back, there's a really good chance that ends up being a foul ball. And Rocky's still up at bat.
I don't think anybody, if there's anybody at home playing Twingo right now, had a 2U on their scorecard. You hardly ever see a 2 unassisted.
Very rare. As Kwan will step in, and he takes the pitch here. Yeah, you don't see those very often, especially the way that one went. He even had the reaction of like, really? That's a fair ball? This one's going to be a fly ball into right center. Wallner and Martin are there. Austin gets underneath it and makes the catch for the second out. Quickly 2 up and 2 down here in the 5th. Schneemann makes his way into the plate.
Joe Ryan settled in nicely, Tim. You mentioned it, and needing to get the pitch count under control a little bit. But he is now retired 11 straight? 9 straight? I'm like Chris now. I can't do math.
It's 10, right? This one's a fly ball. You can make it 11 now as the left fielder comes in, and Roden going to get underneath it and make the catch. It is 11 in a row.
Well, we certainly served it up over the plate. This is a burger fit for a home run king, the 99 burger in honor of Aaron Judge. They sell a bazillion of these at Yankee Stadium. It looks pretty good. I feel like we passed the test. What about you?
I think so.
From about 1905 to 1925 or so, teams actually issued cardigans as part of their team uniform. In that era, knitwear was actually having a heyday in sports. Think of ski sweaters or Argyle sweater vests on the Gulf Green. And baseball decided to jump on the bandwagon and create cardigans.
You know, we like to stay on topic here, but Squirrel! Squirrel! Where? Squirrel, where?
Oh, no. How about that? That went right up into the batter's eye, into the camera position. How about that?
Whoa, that one will fall into the White Sox dugout.
Well, it looks like he's still aggravated about being traded away. She's so excited she just threw it back. That was off the ledge, too. We can't get that down.
How do you get out, though? That's the problem. There's no exit.
You could wonder what to do on Saturday until it's Sunday, or hit 612 Saturdays at Target Field. Get to the park early for $6 drinks, $1 snacks, and $2 food. Hit the weekend wind-up with 612 Saturdays, presented by Car Bliss. Join in at twins.com/tickets.
Brian Jeffers steps in to lead things off as we move into the top half of the 6th. And the pitch going to be up and in for ball 1 here to Jeffers, who's 1 for 2 on the evening. Single to center and is struck out. Williams heads back out for the 6th inning. And the pitch going to be taken here for a strike. Although glancing out into that bullpen out in right center field. There is some activity in the Guardians bullpen. Pitch taken here for a strike. And it's a ball and 2 strikes here. Williams in his 2 prior starts against the Twins. The 1-2 swung on and struck him out. Lasted just 2 innings back in April. Gave up 4 runs. But his most recent outing, which was still a while ago, he went 6 in a win over the Twins. Here's Cody Clemens who will step in. 2-0 Guardians here in the top of the 6th. Clemens 0 for 2 on the evening, and the pitch taken here for a strike. 0-1 now to the hitter. And the 0-1 pitch missing away here for a ball, and the count evens up now to a ball and a strike. It's that 4th inning where he threw 28 pitches. Pushed him. Here's a check swing, and he's going to go. They're going to appeal down to the third base umpire. C.B. Buckner said he went. And it brings the count now to a ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch. Awaiting Clemens here. Williams sets and delivers, and it's going to short hop home plate, evening up the count at 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2 delivery. As Williams delivers, and he check swing. He did not go that time as the ball was down in the dirt. We got ourselves another full count. We got Royce Lewis on deck. Clemens at the plate here, and here's the 3-2. Swings away, little roller hit towards first. Santana scoops it up. Williams was over to cover, but Santana takes it himself for the second out.
During your next trip to Target Field, check out the Twins Value Stands. It has everything from food and snacks to drinks and desserts, all under $6. These concession stands are the perfect place for a budget-friendly meal. Go to twins.com/value to learn more.
Left-hander Eric Sabrowski is who's warming up in the Guardian pen. Although he's been heating up in a hurry, and at the moment he's slowed down a little bit now with 2 outs. As Royce will step into the batter's box 1 for 2, and Lewis ball skipped off a nailer, and Royce just reaches out with his bare hand and makes the grab.
He was probably tempted to swing at that on the rebound.
Ball and no strikes here to the hitter. The 1-0, and Lewis swings away. It's going to be popped up left side. Ramirez in foul ground, right behind the bag at third, makes the catch, and the inning is over. 3 up and 3 down. Williams sends him in order. Ball game.
You've been grinding it out all summer, Taurus, so a retreat into the clubhouse could be your best move to keep you strong for the rest of the season. It can be hard for you to take a break once you're on a roll, but focusing on rest and recovery instead of pushing yourself is the right course of action. Your team needs your all-star performance to run all the way through October.
and retirement solutions?
I do.
Prepare for your future. Talk to your employer, affinity group, or a financial professional to get started. Learn more at Securian.com.
Insurance issued by subsidiary companies. Securian Financial Services. Member FINRA.
If you're looking for one good reason to fill up with unleaded 88, how about
Saving money,
helping the environment?
supporting farmers.
And it's safe for any car 2001 or newer.
Whatever your reasons, choose Unleaded 88. Visit chooseunleaded88.com to learn more.
This is the Treasure Island Baseball Network.
Joe Ryan's first pitch here to Jose Ramirez. It's going to be inside here for ball one. 2-0 Guardians. 6th inning. Ramirez singled and drove in a run. It's grounded out to first. 1-0 taken here for ball two here. 2 balls and no strikes. Here to Ramirez at the plate, and the pitch check swing, and he go. He did not. They did appeal down to the third base umpire. Guardians and Twins meeting for the 7th time this season. Cleveland with the slight advantage. They've won 4 of the first 6. Beating series back in Target Field back in April, and one here in May. Here's the pitch, going to be swung on and popped him up left side, and Royce is there to make the catch, and Jose Ramirez is out number 1 here in the 6th.
This series is sponsored by the Minnesota State Fair, which runs from August 21st through Labor Day. Get discounted tickets online at mnstatefair.org or at Cub now through August 20th.
Left-handed batting, Kyle Manzardo will step in. He struck out and fly to center. Cleveland leading at 2-0, and Joe Ryan wants a different baseball, and Adam Beck, the plate umpire, heading on out, going to take a look at it and before trading baseballs here.
Let's head down to the farm with our minor league update. Cedar Rapids third baseman Billy Amick went 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs and a 7-4 win over Lansing yesterday. Twins' 12th ranked prospect is hitting .306 for the Colonels this season. Cedar Rapids are an organizational best 58-40.
Manzardo takes the pitch outside here for ball 1. Colonels crushing it. They won the first half. Doing well in the second half as well, even though they've already punched their playoff ticket. 1-0 taken here for strike. Evening up the count at a ball and a strike here. Cleveland leading at 2-0 here in the 6th. Ryan sets and delivers. Line drive right center field. It's going to drop. Wallner takes it on a hop, and Manzardo's got himself his first hit of the night as it's a single into right field. And that breaks up that run of 12 in a row retired here by Joe Ryan.
Got to go all the way back to the 2nd inning. 9-hitter Brian Rocchio had that RBI base hit up the middle.
And he went on a string of retiring the final 2 batters that inning, and then 3 in a row. And Angel Martinez pops this one up and out of play. Yeah, it's a pretty good stretch. Joe, who's at 94 pitches, working here in the 6th. 0-1 now to the batter, Martinez. 2nd year in the big leagues. This one's going to be swung on and fouled back. His dad is Sandy Martinez, a longtime major league catcher with 6 different teams along the way. No balls, 2 strikes. Here to the hitter, Martinez. Who's their center fielder in the lineup tonight. And the 0-2 pitch. Joe delivers, and Martinez, he looked like he was going to start running before that pitch even got in there. He was a lot of movement in that left-handed batter's box.
Joe tried the backdoor breaking ball. He missed outside by less than an inch.
Ball and 2 strikes here in the 1-2, and he's going to strike out. So there's 2 down as Ryan gets himself another strikeout here tonight. For Joe, that's his 4th of the ballgame. This will bring up Gabriel Arias, who will step into the batter's box. He's 0 for 2 tonight. A couple of fly balls to the outfield. So Arias will step in. Vasquez has to fix his glove before the at-bat starts. 2-0 Guards. Ball game here in the 6th inning. Got a runner at first base and Manzardo, who's singled with 1 away. Ryan's delivery. Ground ball hit towards third. Royce scoops it up, throws to Julian at second to get the force and end the inning. No runs, a hit, a man left. We played 6. Cleveland leads the Twins 2-0.
I was so inspired by what you were making that I want to do my own all-star ballpark bite, but I'm thinking we take some of that brisket that you make, and I'm going to do like a little slider. Got the pepper jack cheese, some American, get it going with some of the barbecue sauce that you have, that spicy, delicious one, and then caramelized onions. Make like a little sandwich. We cool? Sound like a plan. I think we did good. Oh, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Chef.
All right, I got a couple packs of 1986 Topps baseball cards. Let's open them up and see who's in here. I love the bubble gum. Oh my. Tom Seaver, but with a White Sox uniform on. The franchise for the Mets. I played with him in 1983, my rookie season. I was just in awe with these guys when I saw them in spring training and got a chance to play with them. Baseball cards of memories.
This time can't get it, and neither could the fan.
Boy, just when you don't wear flip-flops.
Caminero strikes out, and the bat gets a 7.5 on the distance, but it's stuck to the landing. That's poked and that hits the umpire. The ball is in play, and it's a base hit for Frazier.
Roberto Ortiz did what he could to try and get out of the way, couldn't.
Took the wrong direction. He just didn't know which way to go.
Quan with a great throw. Let's see if we have a challenge here.
And there was a challenge. Brooks Lee ruled out at home plate. That keeps the shutout intact for Gavin Williams, who is through 6 scoreless, Tim.
Well, thank you very much, John Vitas. Back here in Cleveland, Progressive Field. Matt Wallner will step into the batter's box. Gavin Williams, his day is over. 6 innings, allowed no runs on 4 hits. Walked 2 and struck out 8. He exits. And we have a new pitcher coming in here for Cleveland. Slow roller, third base. Jose Ramirez up with it. Throws it onto first base, and Wallner is retired for the first down.
Appearance number 11 for Eric Zabrowski. 10 1/3 innings, 15 strikeouts. He's a lefty. Throws about 94. He's also got a curveball and a slider. This portion of Twins Baseball is brought to you by your select Heartland Chevy dealers. Log on to ChevyDealOnline.com to find a dealer near you.
Here's Brooks Lee, steps into the batter's box, has reached on a 4-pitch walk, is grounded out to second, and Brooks will step into the batter's box here, and he takes the first pitch here for ball 1. Lee in the start today at shortstop, and the pitch going to be taken here. For a strike, and the count is even now to the ball and a strike. 1-1. Here to the hitter. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on and a line drive into right field. That's going to drop. A base hit as Brooks Lee is aboard with his first hit of the night. And that's how things start off here in the 7th inning. Down by a couple of runs. You have the tying run coming to the plate here in Christian Vasquez.
And Brooks Lee's first at-bat from the right side tonight. Nice little short swing, solid line drive. Single the other way. It's going to be a big couple of months for Brooks. He's seemingly going to get the most run at short.
Swung on and missed here for a strike as Vasquez steps in.
Be a lot of eyes on him, especially on the defensive side. See if he can handle that position at this level.
What are we? 3/4 of the way in, roughly. So he's going to guess that pitch came up and in and nicks him. And Vasquez hit by the pitch, and just like that, there's two men on. So he's going to get a lot of time to play the position.
Yeah, and I think and that's what happens. You trade a bunch of guys away. You trade the established guys away. Some younger guys are going to get an opportunity. We've got Austin Martin in center tonight. Julian back up. He's going to get some run at second. But I think the one maybe focus for right now is Brooks Lee at short. And I know that you have some experience with maybe the Twins shortstop of the future.
Maybe.
In Double-A.
Obviously, I'm watching him on a day-to-day basis being in Wichita with the Wind Surge. But Kalen Culpepper is, since he joined us in late June, has been phenomenal. I mean, he's got it with the bat. He's got it with his defense. And be ready if you're the first baseman, because he's throwing 95 miles per hour from short. And he's gunning down there. So, he probably still needs to do a little fine-tuning, but he's that's what you expect from a kid that was drafted a year ago. But I would assume he continues on that trajectory that it won't be long. So Eddie Julian's spot in the batting order is due up. And with the different pitcher in here, Mickey Gasper is going to get a pinch hit opportunity here in the 7th inning. Rocco Baldelli deciding, hey, now's the time. Start making some changes here with runners at first and second. And Gasper takes the pitch here for strike.
And I think something that we'll see these last 2 months, Wallner got to hit against the lefty. I think Trevor Larnach, when he gets those opportunities, they're going to leave him in. I don't think Eddie Julian is there yet. So Gasper, switch hitter, but hitting from the right side against the lefty on the mound.
One pitch trying to hold up, but he went. It's a strike. Keep in mind that Julian just got here today and didn't get the start. Got a runner at first and second. One out in the inning after Wallner grounded out to start the frame. 2-0 Guardians. Gasper swings away and fouls it off. Well, in the topsy-turvy world of the trade deadline, the AAA team being just a couple of hours away and in the state of Ohio and Toledo ended up being a benefit as they were able to bus them from Toledo into Cleveland, and those guys got here shortly after midnight today. Here's the pitch. Check swing. Did he go? He did, and it's a strikeout. So the pinch hitting Gasper strikes out for the second out of the inning. And that's going to do it for Sabrowski, as I think he's going to just face these 4 hitters. And Stephen Vogt is going to make his way to the mound. And we've got an Upanor pitching change. This pitching change is brought to you by Upanor, the official plumbing, infrastructure, and building solutions partner of the Minnesota Twins. And they're driving sustainable.
PSA dove in. Do we have them graded?
We do. This is the first set of graded cards from the 2024 Topps MLB Network set.
I'm so excited about this. Now, they all have the same grade, or
no?
So one of us will be like the highest graded card.
Could be. There could be multiple. So first up, we got Mark DeRosa.
D-Rose. Of course, D-Rose a 10 out of 10. Handsome, athletic. All right.
Well, we certainly served it up over the plate. This is a burger fit for a home run king, the 99 burger in honor of Aaron Judge. They sell a bazillion of these at Yankee Stadium. It looks pretty good. I feel like we passed the test. What about you?
I think so.
The Orioles 1-0. Willie Castro not in the lineup for the Cubs. A couple of other former Twins, though, are playing tonight. We'll tell you about that on the post-game download, guys.
Thanks, John. Austin Martin steps in. 2 outs in the inning, 2 men on. Hunter Gaddis out of the Guardian bullpen is in. And the right-hander rears back and delivers, and the pitch going to be down low here for ball 1.
No surprise that it was a slider. Hunter Gaddis, slider four-seam changeup, and the slider usage over 50%.
Gaddis in relief here. 1-0 pitch. There you go. And it's going to be taken outside. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 now to the hitter. 48th appearance already this season for Gaddis. Win, a loss, a 3.40 earned run average. Swung out and missed here on the slider for strike 2.
Made 78 appearances last year for Cleveland. 74 innings. He had a 1.57 ERA, a whip under .8 at .76.
6 wins last year. He's got just 1-1 this year. 2-1 pitch, swung through and missed here for a strike, and that evens the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. You said it. We've seen a lot of sliders here in the first batter he has faced in Austin Martin.
4 straight to start this at-bat.
Couple of hits tonight for Martin. Twins trail it 2-0 here in the 7th with 2 men on. And the right-hander, 2-2 delivery. Check swing, little roller back towards the pitcher's mound. Gaddis picks it with his glove, picks it up, throws it to first, and it's into right field. Coming around third is Lee. Here comes Vasquez, and they're going to wave him in, and this ball game is tied. Just like that, and Austin Martin, little check swing, roller that goes 12 feet, turns into 2 runs.
Well, an ill-advised play by Hunter Gaddis to go field that ball, and Austin Martin runs too well. He's got to know that there's not going to be a play at first. And not only did he try to make a play, but he tried to make a jump throw. As he picked that ball up barehanded, jumped in the air, threw the ball to first base. It was nowhere close. And that allowed both runners to score. Lucky break for the Twins.
Great break. Joe Ryan's off the hook, at least for now, and he could potentially be the winning pitcher if you could drive in the run from third. And Roden, first pitch swinging, torches this one down the right field line, but foul. Oh, that was just a strong line drive down to the right field corner. But it missed. Foul. So we got ourselves a 2-2 ball game just like that. Roden at the plate. Pitch swung on and missed here. And with the fastball there, and Roden, who's 0 for 3 today. Inning that Sabrowski's going to be tagged with these runs as he hit a batter and gave up a hit before giving way for Gaddis in the 0-2, and it's swing and a miss, strike 3. They'll throw down to first, and that will be a strikeout to end the top of the 7th. Twins strike for a pair as we go to the stretch here in Cleveland.
Pilot is the region's largest charitable gaming provider. So when you play Pilot games, your team wins too.
Find a location near you and join the fun. Follow us on social media at Pilot Games MN.
You're listening to the Treasure Island Baseball Network.
This series is sponsored by the Minnesota State Fair, August 21st through Labor Day. Get discounted tickets online at mnstatefair.org or at Come Now through August the 20th. 2-2 ball game, bottom of inning number 7, Progressive Field here in Cleveland. New pitcher coming in as Joe Ryan's day is over. Here comes Justin Topa.
Appearance number 40 for Topa on the season. New role for him here. Late in the game, tie game.
Pitch going to be taken here for a strike. Now, Rocco told us there'd be guys in all different roles.
Yep.
We were expecting, with the overhaul with the pen. Here's a ground ball up the middle, going to be fielded by Brooks Lee on the right side of second base. Scoops it up and throws to Gasper, who's now playing first for the out. So Carlos Santana is quickly retired.
Nice play by Brooks Lee there, too. And as I was mentioning, there's going to be some eyes on him and what he's capable of at short. And that was a nice play going to the other side of the base. Nifty little twist and throw to first. And what he lacks in foot speed, he makes up for in reaction time, first step, all of those things. I think helps his range out a little bit.
Now he's baseball through and through. Of course, his dad was a longtime baseball coach. And then, of course, he played for him for a long time. So got the instincts as Bo Naylor takes the pitch here for a strike. 2-2 game here in the 7th. Here's the 0-2. Line drive down the right field line. Foul into the seats a couple of rows. Twins getting a couple of runs in the top of inning number 7. The runs go as unearned runs. But we don't care about that.
They all count the same.
Yes, they do. And you look at the scoreboard, and it's all of a sudden a 2-2 game here. Another terrific outing for Ryan, who went 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned, walked 1 and struck out 4 today, faced 24 hitters. Pitch sharply hit first base. Gasper knocks it down, recovers, throws, Topa there. Out number 2. Wasn't pretty, but it's an out.
Good recovery by Gasper. The ball will find you. Doesn't matter what position you're in. You come into that game some way, somehow, you're going to see some action. That ball was hit pretty dang hard to Gasper's right. He knocked it down, recovered quickly, and then Topa. They might take a look at this because he didn't have his foot on first base on the catch, and he did recover, get his foot on, but did he beat the runner down to first? We'll find out.
Are they challenging? And I think they are, as they have paused the game here for a moment, as they are going to have a manager's challenge here, and the play is under review. This manager's challenge is brought to you by the Minnesota Lottery. Are you game? Just say, I'm in Minnesota Lottery, where fun's always in play.
Topa and the ball beat Naylor to first base. But it's a matter of...
Was he not on the bag initially?
If he had his foot on the side of first base before Naylor got to the base, I don't know. They both ended up touching the top of the bag. Naylor's foot definitely beat Topa's foot to the top of first base. It's just a question of whether Topa kind of nicked the side of first with his cleat or not.
I think he did. You see that metal plate on the side of the bag? It looks like it moves slightly as he picks his foot up to move it. Ever so slightly. Let's see. You don't see that in that angle that they're showing up on the big board here. You can hear the crowd reaction. They're expecting this to be overturned. There's multiple different views here, and we await the decision here. another look.
This one's about as close as the last challenge, Brooks Lee at home plate.
Todd Tishner, Bill Miller.
Here we go.
Are the replay.
After review, the call on the field is confirmed. The runner is out. Cleveland loses their challenge.
Yeah, the fans were seeing that jerk by Topa, but he had already. It was hard to see. Stephen Vogt does not look happy. The Guardians manager. We've seen 2 challenges today, and both have failed. 2 down, 7th inning, bases empty, 2-2 game, and Brian Rocchio will step back into the batter's box. The left-handed batter takes the pitch here for ball 1. 1-0 now to the hitter. Rocchio singled and drove in a run earlier, and here's a line drive into center field for a base hit. The number 9 batter picking up his 2nd hit of the ball game. Just drives that one into center field, and now you got to deal with the top of the batting order and Stephen Kwan. So Kwan will make his way into the plate. Got ourselves a 2-2 game. Each team 2 runs today on 6 hits. 1 error did lead to 2 Twins runs as the pitch going to be taken here for ball 1. So Kwan at the plate here. 1-0 pitch, runner not going, and the pitch going to be taken here for a strike, and the count evens up now to the ball and a strike. 1-1 here to the batter, Kwan. Who was singled, fly to left, fly to center, and the pitch swung on and fouled back into the seats. And we'll try it again. This count being at a ball and 2 strikes here to the left-handed hitting Kwan. Topa's first inning of relief. And the pitch swung on, fly left field. Rode it, camps under it, inning over. In the inning, no runs, a hit, and a man left. We are through 7, all tied at 2. This is your home for Twins baseball.
Boomer is the dog. Doesn't he look good? I just follow this picture all the way. And there he is. Boomer's dad.
That was kind of a change from the everyday thing that we normally do as far as baseball cards are concerned.
Hey, I have a Labrador. Where's my card?
You know, a little bit different, and it turned out to be a fun experience.
It was just when the camera crew tried to leave that there was a problem. You can't leave.
An extra park Jeep discounts. And when it's time for service, our team steps to the plate. Selection, savings, and service. The triple play from Minnesota's Jeep store, Park Chrysler Jeep in Burnsville.
New pitcher coming in for Cleveland. It'll be their 4th pitcher of the ball game, Nick Enright. Sobrowski went 2/3 of an inning, allowed 2 unearned runs on 1 hit, picked up a strikeout. Gaddis went 1/3 of an inning, allowed a hit and a strikeout. So they'll turn things over here to Enright. And Jeffers steps in, first pitch swinging, and he skies this one into shallow center. And the center fielder, Angel Martinez, gets underneath it and makes the catch for out number 1. So with 1 away, brings up Cody Clements. You call the shots and customize your season with the My Twins Choice membership. Select your games, seats, and get up to 25% savings on tickets, concessions, merchandise. Check out membership opportunities at twins.com/mytwins. 2-2 game, top of inning number 8. Cody Clemens, 0 for 3 tonight. Pitch can have taken here for a strike. And the count evens up now to the ball and a strike. Cole Sands out in the Twins pen as here's a grounder towards second. It backs Rocchio up, but he's got it, and Clemens retired for the 4th time tonight. Quickly 2 up and 2 out here in the 8th inning for Enright. So with 2 down, brings up the number 5 hitter in Royce Lewis. Lewis singled, 1 for 3 on the night. First pitch swinging, and it's a wave and a miss here for strike 1. Nothing in 1 here to the batter, Lewis, and the 0-1. Missing down low. Even it up at a ball and a strike here. 2-2 game, and the 1-1 swung on and missed here for a strike. Enright has come in here and has gone right to work, and the 1-2 pitch, it's a clean 1-2-3 inning for Enright as he sends the Twins down in order here in the top of the 8th. Bottom of the 8th coming up from Cleveland.
Well, we certainly served it up over the plate. This is a burger fit for a home run king, the 99 burger in honor of Aaron Judge. They sell a bazillion of these at Yankee Stadium. It looks pretty good. I feel like we passed the test. What about you?
I think so.
From about 1905 to 1925 or so, teams actually issued cardigans as part of their team uniform. In that era, knitwear was actually having a heyday in sports. Think of ski sweaters or Argyle sweater vests on the Gulf Green. And baseball decided to jump on the bandwagon and create cardigans.
So these is MLB Network Talent Stars.
Okay.
The stars of MLB Network. Can I trade a pack of these for a signed Lauren Shahadi
How
card?
about we do a little bit of both? Money, a little trade.
Will you open it up and see if you like it?
They're really nice.
If I sign it, does that equal the Lauren Shahadi 20?
All right.
Can we have a good trade?
We have a good trade. Thank you so much. That was fun.
Nice doing business with you.
Have a Sheboygan sausage, bratwurst, or hot dog. Cheer loudly and taste the winning flavor.
Find Sheboygan Stadium quality sausages, bratwurst, and hot dogs at Nolan's Foods.
You're listening to the Treasure Island Baseball Network.
Folks settling back into their seats as we roll here into the bottom of the 8th inning. 2-2 game here in Cleveland. Cole Sands comes in out of relief for the Twins. So Topa just works the 1 inning. And Sands goes to work. Well, Perk, we were wondering how the bullpen would stack up as it's different pieces. So we knew Sands would go later than normal. We just weren't sure when. Pitch going to be down low for a ball, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike.
Well, and the way, I guess maybe it was a year or two ago with Jackson Duran, they were kind of having Jax face the middle of lineups. And so sometimes that was in the 8th inning, sometimes it was in the 9th. And I'm wondering here the last couple of months if that's kind of what we're going to see, where Cole Sands, it may not be the 9th inning for him, it's just going to be the heart of the lineup is kind of where he's going to be slotted.
And that's what we have here with 2, 3, 4 scheduled to hit here in the 8th in a 2-2 game. Sharply hit ball up the line. Foul. And Schneemann fouls it off, and it's now 2-2 here to the hitters. 0 for 3 tonight. And the 2-2 pitch going to be down low. And it brings the count now full at 3 balls and 2 strikes here to the hitter. Pitch awaits. And the 3-2 swung on and popped him up. Shallow left. Infielders backpedaling, and Royce was really deep into left field, but he runs it down and gets that important first out here in the 8th.
Yeah, nice play by Royce. Turned his back, ran to a spot, then got himself turned around, squared up to the ball, backpedaled his way to make that catch. And with Cole Sands, it's going to be interesting to see how the rest of the way goes here. And you got to keep in mind, it's a lost season for the team, but there's guys that are playing for things beyond this season. And I think Cole Sands is one of those guys. He pitched in a bunch of meaningful games last year and was a huge part of the bullpen. It's been a struggle for him this year, so now he's got a chance to pitch under some pressure and try to turn his season around in a positive way.
This one's popped up, foul territory, first base side, and out of play. As Ramirez, Derek Falvey and Jeremy Zoll and the team get together and, discuss options for the future. He finishes strong here, and all of a sudden, that's one less issue you got to deal with it in the offseason when it comes time to picking up free agents and addressing a need. Ball and 2 strikes here to Ramirez in a 2-2 game here in the 8th. The 2-2 able to lay off the pitch and evens it up now to 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning here in Cleveland. The 2-ball, 2-strike pitch here to the batter, Ramirez. Sands delivers, and it's going to be grounded up the line, and it's into the first base Twins dugout. Hitting that bank of cameras. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2 delivery, and it's swung on and fouled back. The upper deck just above us, and then it ricochets down below.
You can see down into the Twins TV booth, Corey Provis was under the desk. He's hiding from that one.
It was in the vicinity. 2-2, little roller. It skips off the side of the mound. No problem for Royce. Lewis guns it on to first for the putout. 2 up and 2 down here in the 8th. Looking ahead with Hoffman-Weber, game 2 of this 3-game series against Cleveland is tomorrow. Tanner Bybee will start for the Guardians. First pitch, 3:10 p.m. Look to Hoffman-Weber Construction for all your roofing, siding, and window needs in the Metro and the Brainerd Lakes area. 2-2 game, bottom of the 8th inning. Here's the pitch, and it's going to be rolled first base side, foul for strike 1 here to the hitter, Cal Manzanardo. Manzardo bats here in a 2-2 game. Bottom of the 8th inning, we're getting late. Sands comes set, and the pitch going to be low and inside. Evens the count down on a ball and a strike. Did it hit him?
They're going to say that ball hit him, and I don't think the home plate umpire noticed it. Manzardo pointed down at his foot. And then the call was made.
And the Twins are out of challenges. And
8th inning and beyond, you can ask for a manager's review, or sorry, an umpire's review. Rocco can ask, Stephen Vogt can ask, and to this point have not seen an ask get turned down. That one there, Rocco said they're not even going to ask.
Must not have been able to see enough.
Right.
So they got a runner at first, and we've got a mound visit here. He'll huddle up the entire infield with 2 outs and a man on. Sands had retired the 2-hitter, the 3-hitter, and now you get the hit by pitch, and now you got Angel Martinez, who's 0 for 3 coming to the plate.
And the meeting on the mound was a conversation. They're going to pinch hit here. And so Pete Mackey out there with Cole Sands, Christian Vasquez going over the scouting report for Jones here, who's going to pinch hit.
So yeah, they're going to go to the bench. We saw the Twins go to the bench earlier. And here's Nolan Jones, who will step in. A left-handed batter to face Cole Sands here. Jones, 220 on the season. 3 homers, 28 RBI. Had been in the Rockies system prior to this year. Making his big league debut a few years back. This one's going to be up and away. Originally was in the Guardian system, so he's bounced around. Cleveland, Colorado, spent a lot of time in AAA, and now back here in Cleveland. Sands goes to work, the 1-1 pitch up and away for a ball, and it's now 2 balls and a strike. Here to the hitter, Nolan Jones, 0 for 3. I should say this spot in the order. That was Angel Martinez, Jones's first at bat. Pitch from Cole, taken here for a strike. So you got a 2-2 count here. Bottom of the 8th inning here in Cleveland. Guardians got runs in the first and second. Twins tied it up in the 7th. Here's the pitch. 2-2, swung on and struck him out. Sends us to the 9th, tied. 2-2 ball game after 8. This is your home for Twins baseball.
You've got a front row seat to the Twins, even in the back.
Cy Young, 73, 5, and 6, I've got an extra 5. And then it says, has worked as a TV commentator. You know, and I did start back in 1978. I did the Yankees and the Red Sox playing the 1-game playoff. And ABC said if the Yankees win, Reggie will play, and then you'll go broadcast with Howard Cosell and Keith Jackson. And that's how I started my broadcast. And that's the Bucky Dent home run. So every time I see Bucky Dent, I go, thank you for making me a broadcaster.
Relax responsibly. Corona Extra Beer, imported by Crown Import, Chicago, Illinois.
You're listening to the Treasure Island Baseball Network.
Cade Smith becomes the 5th pitcher of the night for Cleveland. 2-2 ball game, top of the 9th inning. So they'll go to the pen once again. Enright was perfect in the 8th. Smith is in, and Wallner swings away here and misses here for strike 1.
Power versus power. Cade Smith throws hard, 6'5" righty, throws 97.
Swung on and fouled back, and he's quickly ahead. 0-2.
75 innings. Last year, 103 strikeouts. He's got 46 innings this year, 65 strikeouts.
2-2, ground ball, hit towards first. Santana fields it and takes it himself, and Wallner is retired for out number 1 here in the 9th. So with 1 away, It brings up Brooks Lee, who tonight has been on base a couple of times. Reached on a walk in the third, grounded out to the second baseman in the fourth, singled, and ended up scoring on that crazy play where there was an error, a hit and an error. And 2 runs came in to score. And right now, that is a huge play in this game, and that's the reason why we're sitting here tied at 2. Ball and no strikes here to the batter Lee. Smith delivers, and the 1-0 swung out and missed here for a strike. Count evens at a ball and a strike now to the hitter. And the 1-1 taken for ball 2, and it's now 2 balls and a strike. Two and 1 now here to the hitter, Brooks Lee. And the 2-1 swung out and fouled back. This one's going to be heading all the way back. So now you got a 2-ball, 2-strike count. 2-2 game, 1 out here in the top of inning number 9. And the pitch going to be called, 3rd strike. First strikeout for Cade Smith. 2 up and 2 out here in the 9th.
Well, I think Brooks Lee with 2 strikes, sit and split there. Sees that ball down out of Cade Smith's hand. But it was a fastball on plane. Good pitch at the bottom of the zone.
Here's Christian Vasquez, and he opens him up 97 for strike. Vasquez tonight was hit by a pitch and scored a run, and he takes it here at 96, and just like that, a couple of fastballs, and it's 0-2 just like that. Two game, 9th inning, base is empty. Vasquez at the plate here, and the pitch swung on and struck him out and sends us to the bottom of the 9th inning as Smith retires him in order. 3 up and 3 down, bottom of the 9th coming up in Cleveland. This is your home for Twins baseball.
It's a 5-man umpiring crew here today, and this young superstar.
And did their feet get tangled up? Yes, so Hoppy Tritt, they got their feet tangled up before the ball came down.
That goes helicoptering into the net. Beats Pronto.
And that ball is off the ladder. It's actually off the ladder. You never see that.
A little tumble behind the mound. Hat fell off. That was awesome. I mean, you just don't see that.
Do you see yourself maybe one day after baseball, like maybe food critic, food writer?
I would love to do that. That's the plan. I've been doing it ever since I was in the big leagues. It's just fun. It's fun to interact with people, like the fans, because a lot of my followers are baseball fans. Mm-hmm. So it's nice to interact with them on a topic that's not baseball. A lot of people seem to rally around that. I mean, who doesn't love good food?
Your air, your engine, and your wallet.
You're listening to the Treasure Island Baseball Network.
2-2 game heads to the bottom of the 9th inning in Cleveland. Guardians with runs in the first and second. Twins struck for 2 in the 7th, but now we go to the bottom of the 9th inning and another new pitcher. Michael Tonkin gets called upon.
It'll be his second appearance of the season. He was on the IL the entire year of shoulder strain that he suffered in spring training. Made his season debut July 29th, just on that last homestand against the Red Sox. 2 innings, a hit, a run, a solo homer, 1 strikeout.
So they will have their 6, 7, 8 hitters scheduled to bat here. Arias to lead things off here. And the pitch grounded towards third. Third baseman Royce charging, picks it up and throws it onto first base for the putout. And there's quickly 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th inning. So with 1 out, it'll bring to the plate Carlos Santana. The former Twin will make his way into the batter's box. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Santana singled way back in the 2nd inning of this ballgame. Since then, is fly to right, grounded short. And the pitch taken here for strike 1. Nothing in 1 here to the batter, Santana. The pitch outside for a ball, and the count evens now to the ball and a strike. Sands had an inning where he only allowed that hit by pitch in the 8th. Fly ball, right center field. Heading back is Wallner at the track and at the wall, makes the catch. Ball just kept going, and Santana thought he had ended the ball game for a moment there.
That little breath of wind blowing in from right center field just saved the game for Michael Tonkin and the Twins. That ball got knocked down just enough, and Santana went to the deepest part of right center field. That ball had enough air under it that Matt Wallner was able to track it down. Nice catch right at the wall.
Yeah, he had a long way to run and was standing there waiting as here's Tonkin's pitch, and it's going to be taken here for a strike. And now Bo Naylor, 11 homers this year. Reached on a walk back in the 2nd, is 0 for 2 in the ballgame. And the pitch here to Naylor is going to be taken inside for a ball, and the count evens at a ball and a strike. 1-1 now to the hitter. And the 1-1 pitch, the delivery, going to be up and away for ball 2, and it's now 2 balls and a strike here to the hitter. 2-1 now. Pitch from Tonkin is going to be inside. Did it hit him? And it did. And he'll be awarded first base. It's back-to-back innings with 2 outs and the base is empty. Then a hit by pitch on the foot has occurred. Yep. Grazed just the top.
Right off the shoe top. I guess that's the definition of a back foot breaking ball.
Here's Rocchio. A couple of hits tonight and an RBI. He takes the pitch here for strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. The delivery going to be outside for a ball, and the count evens now at a ball and a strike. You got yourself a 2-2 game. This is your home for Twins baseball.
Now Mickey Gasper will lead off the 10th inning in a 2-2 game. Christian Vasquez made the last out. He will not run. Deshaun Kersey Jr., who stole third base, by the way, in L.A., will run for Vasquez. Gasper swings and misses. Guardians were contemplating a bunt as Ramirez and Santana both were in at the corners. But again, rarely does the visiting team bunt.
That split finger from Smith looked like a breaking ball.
Block there from Naylor. Mickey Gasper over his career, minor leagues especially, over 450 games, does not have one sacrifice bunt. Laid down 3 in college.
It's the way the game is played this day and age. A split finger from Cade Smith.
So now you're looking for just contact here from Gasper. Get Kersey to third base.
Good ball to the right side.
Martin on deck. Man, strike 3. Delayed call, but the right call. 97 at the knees.
Wow.
So Smith has faced 4 Twins. He has struck out 3 of the first 4.
That's a fastball right at the bottom of the zone.
Well, Austin Martin has had a wonderful 2025 big league debut. 3 hits. Can he add to it? First 3-hit big league game.
Welcome back.
Good eye there, 2-0. Nasty pitch there on the inside corner, 2-1.
Just watching how Cade Smith positions the ball in his hand for a split finger, and it looked like a tic-tac in his hand.
3-1 count. This was part of Martin's game this season. Very high on base percentage. AAA, 32 games, a 431 OBP. And now ahead of Smith, 3-1.
Base hit, ball 4.
Kersey at second, 1 out.
First 4-hit game for Martin.
To right, Nolan Jones with the play. He'll make the catch. Kersey will tag.
Oh, Lord.
On his way to third, and he's in safely. So Martin lines out, and now it's up to Alan Roden. Big spot in his Twins debut, acquired yesterday from the Blue Jays with pitching prospect starter lefty Kendry Rojas. And Roden, his Twins debut, 0 for 4.
Change that. One swing right here.
Twins bullpen, Cody Funderburk is warming up. Guardians have the top of the order. Quan, Schneemann, Ramirez. Ball 2. Kersey 90 feet away from putting the Twins on top. To the right side, and Rocchio makes the play, and the Twins do not score. Funderburk, big spot, top of the order, 2-2, bottom 10. Twins did not score their half of the 10th inning, and the Guardians have the top of their order coming up in Quan, Schneemann, and then Ramirez and Brian Rocchio. At the last out of the 9th inning, he'll be the lead runner, the winning run, as Cody Funderburk is in to pitch, and Funderburk is the 6th Twins pitcher. Make that the 5th Twins pitcher Rocco was used tonight.
Cody making his 13th appearance with the Twins this season. 7.41 ERA, 17 innings, 12 strikeouts. Cutter, sinker, slider, changeup, sweeper. 31% of the time he used that cutter. Jeffers behind the plate. A tough task with Quan, Schneemann, and Ramirez, and 2 of those first 3 guys he's going to face will strike out a lot.
As Kersey takes over in center, and Funderburk to see if Rocchio had anything on there, and if Quan was going to show anything.
I suspect that they're going to be behind.
Austin Martin now playing left field. Quan shows bunt, pulls back. Yep. And there's the difference in terms of the visiting team to the road team. The home team, you know that's the winning run. It's not the go-ahead run, it's the winning run. Ball 2.
You just want to score, period.
I get it, but it's just the visiting team. It's such a rare play. It's so rare to see the visiting team bunt. So Martin now in left. Quan shows and lays it down. It's Funderburk bobbling. Everybody's safe. But it's also Hawkeyes that do it. And Quan bunts. And going back to Mickey Gasper, gave you the numbers. He hasn't done it over his minor league career, big league career. So you're asking if you do opt to go that strategy, putting guys in spots that they are not comfortable with.
That ball is rolling too fast for Cody Funderburk to make that play. It's much easier for the third baseman, Royce Lewis, because he's going towards first base. Much easier that way.
And scored a hit for Quan. Winning run 90 feet away. And David Fry is hitting for Daniel Schneemann. Infield in. Fry working his way back from elbow surgery. This is his 39th game. 0-2. Funderburk hoping to perform better against righties this season around mid-June after being optioned down to AAA, moved over on the rubber. Now more in the middle as opposed to being on the third base side. Helping out with his sinker and with a changeup there.
Go for the punch out.
Ramirez on deck. He struck him out. And there is out number 1. So now a decision. Or is there even one? Do you put Ramirez on, you load the bases. Then you have a lefty on deck and Manzardo.
Yeah, you have to load the bases. Yeah, you have to. And that's exactly what Rocco's doing. See Fundy reach back, picked up 95. Able to blow that ball past Fry.
So Kyle Manzardo will bat for himself. He's hitting 188 off lefties as Pete Mackey will head out and talk with Funderburk. You have to make that move. And yes, you're living Funderburk with no margin of error here, but Ramirez's resume is too good. He's just one of the best hitters in the game.
Yep.
And you hope you throw strikes here, lefty on left.
Yeah, lefty on left. able to get Manzardo, go at Martinez. He can induce a ground ball double play. It's the best outcome. Pop up. 2 strikeouts.
See the splits on Manzardo. Tommy Watkins summoning the outfielders to come in.
They can't get Martin's attention out there in left field.
Infield stays in. Bases loaded. Here we go. 2-2. Strike one.
Strike one is always good.
Now the outfielders do come in, all 3 spots. What you're trying to do is, think back to the Freddie Freeman at bat in L.A. That sinking line drive single in front of you, shallow. Trying to take that away. There it is, left center, base hit, and the Guardians do it again. Another walk-off here in Cleveland. Another walk-off swing from Kyle Manzardo. And the Guardians beat the Twins 3-2-10. Twins have been walked off 8 times this season. 3 of the 8 here in Cleveland. And since 2021, 11 walk-off wins for the Guardians over the Twins.
Elevated fastball from Thunderbird to Manzardo. He's dumped that ball into left center field. He's done a lot of damage against the Twins this season. The Twins had their chances, Corey, just weren't able to capitalize.
3-2 the final. We'll come back. Twins postgame presented by Treasure Island is coming up next. Twins fall to 51-58. Guardians now a game over. More from Cleveland after this commercial break.